There is a battle raging every single day, not for your money, not for your fame, not even for your time, but for your focus. Because if the enemy can capture your focus, he can control your future. If he can distract you, he can derail you. If he can get you looking everywhere but where you're supposed to be, he doesn't even have to defeat you, because you'll defeat yourself by giving your attention to the wrong things. Focus is power. Focus is direction. Focus is faith in motion. But in this noisy world, everything is screaming for your attention. The phone is buzzing, the notifications are popping, people are pulling, opinions are flying. You are being surrounded by noise that wants to drain your energy before your purpose even begins to rise. Every distraction is designed to divide your devotion. Every temptation is a thief dressed in convenience. The battle is not about what you see, it's about what steals your sight. There are moments when you must stop and say, wait a minute. I cannot fight every fight. I cannot chase every thought. I cannot give my energy to everything that knocks on the door of my mind. Because some things are not attacks, they are assignments of distraction. And the devil doesn't always show up with horns and fire. Sometimes he shows up as busyness, as comparison, as anxiety, as the pressure to prove yourself. You must understand that destiny demands focus. You cannot be effective when you are divided. You cannot build if your mind is scattered. You cannot see clearly when you are constantly glancing at everyone else's journey. Your focus is your fortress. It protects what's valuable inside you. The enemy can't destroy you, so he tries to distract you. And if you don't learn how to guard your focus, you'll start living in reaction instead of revelation. There's a reason great things take time. There's a reason progress feels quiet, because growth doesn't happen in the noise, it happens in the stillness. The world wants you moving fast, scrolling endlessly, talking constantly, but purpose requires silence. Purpose grows in the soil of stillness. You need moments where you unplug from the noise and tune into the whisper of God's direction. You need to protect your inner atmosphere so your spirit can breathe again. Sometimes you've got to cut off conversations that drain your confidence. You've got to shut the door on distractions that sound good but lead nowhere. You've got to tell yourself, I'm not losing my focus this time. Because every time you lose focus, you delay your promise. Every time you entertain distraction, you give away your power. And the truth is, you can't step into your next season carrying everyone's opinions in your head. You can't move forward if your attention is still trapped in yesterday. This is the hour to reclaim your focus. The enemy is fighting you not because of what you've done, but because of what you're about to do. He knows that if you ever get focused, truly focused, nothing can stop you. If you ever fix your eyes on the goal, if you ever decide that you won't be moved by noise, you will become unstoppable. Because where your focus goes, your energy flows, and where your energy flows, your destiny grows. So stand firm, guard your mind, protect your peace, silence the noise, because your focus is worth fighting for. The future you're dreaming about, it's already written, but you must stay focused long enough to walk into it. Don't get distracted by temporary things when eternal purpose is calling your name. Don't let small voices talk you out of a great vision. The fight for your focus is the fight for your future. Keep your eyes on the goal. Keep your spirit steady. Keep your heart aligned, because the moment you stop chasing distractions and start pursuing destiny, everything around you begins to shift, and the very things that once tried to steal your focus will soon have to watch you flourish. There is a battle raging every single day, unseen yet deeply felt, a struggle that takes place not in the streets, not in the sky, but inside your own mind. It is the fight for your focus. Every distraction that calls your name, every temptation that pulls your attention, every unnecessary noise that fills your thoughts is part of that battle. The world is designed to divide your attention because a divided mind is a defeated mind. When you lose focus, you lose direction. When you lose direction, you lose destiny. The real enemy doesn't always have to destroy you. All he needs to do is distract you. Because once your attention is scattered, Your strength begins to leak out of you slowly and silently until you have nothing left for what truly matters. The fight for focus is not about avoiding life, it's about mastering it. It's about learning how to keep your eyes fixed on the goal even when storms are raging around you. It's about saying no to the noise that wants to drown out your inner clarity. Every single day, you are surrounded by things that seem urgent but are not important. People will demand your attention, problems will seek your worry, and pleasures will tempt your time, but not everything that calls you deserves your response. To protect your focus, you must learn the discipline of direction to channel your thoughts, your time, and your energy toward what builds you instead of what breaks you. You must understand that focus is not natural, it is spiritual. It is an act of faith to choose purpose over pleasure, patience over pressure, destiny over distraction. When you focus, you declare that your future is greater than your feelings. You begin to silence the internal noise that tries to convince you that what's urgent is more important than what's eternal. The enemy's greatest weapon is not always chaos. Sometimes it's convenience. If he can make you comfortable in distraction, he can make you careless about your calling. That's why every time you choose to focus, you're fighting back. Every moment you turn off the noise and listen to what truly matters, you are reclaiming authority over your atmosphere. The world will always give you reasons to look away. Comparison will whisper, pressure will shout, fear will echo, but you must decide what deserves your gaze, because what you focus on grows and what you neglect fades. If you focus on problems, they multiply. If you focus on possibilities, they expand. Energy follows attention, and attention creates reality. The strength of your life is determined by the direction of your focus. You cannot build greatness while glancing at everything that glitters. You cannot hear divine direction if your mind is filled with digital noise. The fight for focus is the fight for alignment. The battle to keep your mind where your purpose lies. So every morning you wake up, remember that something will try to steal your focus. It may come in the form of distraction, drama, or doubt, but you have the authority to choose what holds your attention. The battle is real, but so is your power to stand firm, to stay centered, and to remain focused on the vision placed within you. Focus is power. Focus is direction. Focus is the invisible force that determines the course of your destiny. When you lose it, everything begins to drift. You can have talent, you can have passion, you can have opportunity, but without focus, none of it will ever come together. The distractions around you are not harmless. They are strategic. Every notification, every unnecessary conversation, every ounce of chaos that tries to slip into your spirit has one assignment: to scatter your attention until you no longer remember what you were called to do. The danger of distraction is that it doesn't always look dangerous. It often appears as something small, something harmless, something you tell yourself you can manage. But what you entertain consistently, you eventually empower. And the more you empower distraction, the weaker your direction becomes. There are moments when you must guard your focus like it's your life, because it is. You can't fight every battle, you can't fix every problem, and you can't chase every opportunity. You must have the courage to say, "This is not my fight, this is not my lane, this is not my focus." Because what you give your energy to determines what grows in your life. When your attention is divided, your anointing becomes diluted. You can't pour strength into every cup that's handed to you. Some cups are designed to drain you, not sustain you. The enemy knows that if he can get you busy doing everything, you'll never become great at the one thing you were born to do. That's why distractions often come dressed as responsibilities, and temptations often come wrapped in opportunities. Your focus must be intentional, not emotional. You can't wait to feel ready. You must choose to stay steady. Every day requires discipline to stay aligned with what matters. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present in your purpose. The world will keep telling you to hurry, to multitask, to keep scrolling, but greatness grows in stillness, not in speed. You must slow down long enough to hear the whisper beneath the noise, the direction beneath the distraction. That still, quiet voice that calls you back to your assignment, back to your mission, back to your focus. Because when you truly focus, heaven begins to synchronize your steps with your destiny. There will always be something trying to pull you away. People with opinions, circumstances that test your patience, emotions that cloud your judgment. But focus is not about ignoring reality. It's about deciding which reality deserves your response. You can't control everything around you, but you can control where you look. You can choose to fix your eyes on the goal instead of the gossip, on the promise instead of the problem. The power of focus is not just in seeing clearly, but in refusing to look away when everything else demands your attention. Focus is the silent strength that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It's the difference between why you must understand that destiny demands focus. It will not grow in a distracted mind or a divided heart. Destiny calls for a certain kind of discipline, a willingness to look away from what everyone else is doing and keep your eyes fixed on the vision that was placed inside you. You cannot fulfill your purpose while entertaining every noise that passes by. The more you try to please everyone, the less you'll hear the voice that's guiding you. Focus is not just a habit, it's a shield. It guards what's sacred. It protects what's still forming inside of you. Because when your focus is scattered, your faith becomes fragile. And when your faith is fragile, your future begins to fade. You cannot build something lasting with a distracted spirit. Every great builder knows that you can't construct anything strong if you keep stopping to explain your blueprint to everyone who questions it. Some people will not understand what you're doing because they're not supposed to. Focus doesn't always look impressive. Sometimes it looks like isolation. Sometimes it feels like silence. But that's where strength grows. You're not being ignored, you're being developed. When destiny is working in you, it often hides you until you're ready. That's why you can't compare your timing to someone else's. What's meant for you requires your full attention, not your scattered energy. Distraction doesn't always come to destroy you, sometimes it comes to delay you. Every time you shift your attention away from your purpose, you lose momentum. You can't move forward while constantly checking what's behind you. Destiny moves in one direction forward. That's why focus is not about speed but about alignment. It's about keeping your spirit, your thoughts, and your energy moving in the same direction as your calling. When your focus is pure, your path becomes clear. You start to see what truly matters and what was never worth your energy in the first place. The enemy can't stop your destiny, so he tries to distract your direction. He knows he can't break your purpose, but he'll do everything he can to blur your vision. He'll fill your days with busyness, your mind with noise, and your heart with doubt. But the moment you decide that your focus is not for sale, that your peace is not a playground, and that your time is not a toy, you reclaim authority over your life. Focus becomes the language of power, the posture of purpose. It's how you keep moving even when you don't see results yet. It's how you stay steady when everything around you feels unstable. Every season of destiny requires a new level of focus. What worked in your last chapter won't carry you into your next one. You'll need to refocus, to redefine what matters, to release what's no longer aligned, because focus is not just about holding on, it's also about letting go of what distracts your direction. The more you focus, the more clearly you'll hear the rhythm of your purpose guiding you toward everything you were meant to become and daring and walking in purpose. It's what transforms potential into progress, dream into destiny, chaos into clarity. The more you focus, the less you fear, because focus gives meaning to your movement and stability to your step.